which this step right here is probably the most important step along the entire way, because when you're going out to talk about Web3, especially in an established organization, it's got additional dimensions of complexity and difficulty when compared to just talking about a normal technological innovation project, right? Like Greg was talking about, you're opening up conversations and questions about the fundamental values of the organization, who you work with, how you do things. And so you layer that element on top, you add a lot of complexity, and then you layer the final the final boss, so to speak, is the fact that given the volatility and sort of very public nature of the space and the way it changes from day to day, you're often going to encounter very strong opinions, especially at the C-level, that are often based on very little information. And you can't blame people, right? They're reacting to whatever they've seen in the latest Twitter thread. They're reacting to the last journal headline or the New York Times headline that's either talking, and often I think we all know the flavor of these things is, blockchain's going to solve world hunger and end all conflict. And then followed the next day, or even just scroll down the timeline slightly, and it's, blockchain is eating the planet and it will destroy everything we hold dear. And you've got to work people through that, right? You need to meet them where they are and you need to embrace that. And it doesn't mean shying away from some of these tough conversations. It doesn't mean like pretending that people don't get rugged or that projects go to zero. You have candid conversations, explain to people what's actually happening, what the underlying themes are, what the underlying technology enables, and what the structure of the new system could look like. And you'll find that they often end up becoming incredible allies and sort of laughing along with you when something blows up, which it will inevitably since the space is so new. But as you go through some of these functions, right, you need to be ready for these conversations, and you need to be very thoughtful about the needs and to have empathy for how the rest of the organization does their work and what they need to know and what they need to feel, more importantly, in order to get comfortable and come along with you. The first time you sit down with a vice president of treasury and you tell them that you're going to bring this incredibly volatile asset onto the books so that you can go potentially buy land in a virtual world, it's not a conversation I like to have frequently, but it's one that you need to go through, right? When you find at an organization, there's usually one person buried deep inside the bureaucracy at the senior manager or the director level who actually holds together all the financial systems of the entire company, right? And they've been doing their job for 20 years, but if you don't bring them along on a journey and you don't get their support, right, they can sort of quietly block you from implementing any of these things.